Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture series on microwave and radar engineering. In this lecture, I am going to discuss the reflex klystron, which will be acts as an oscillator. So coming to the learning outcomes, after successful completion of this lecture, you will be able to draw and explain the construction of reflex klystron oscillator. So you can able to draw and explain the construction of reflex klystron oscillator and sketch the Applegate diagram and explain the working of reflex klystron oscillator. Coming to the introduction, as already we have seen the two cavity klystron amplifier, right? So in the two cavity klystron amplifier, if a fraction of output is fed back in phase, that is with a phase shift of multiple of 2 pi, it will oscillate, but normally it is not used due to the problem of tuning, that is tuning of two cavities together along with them. Next, adjustment of feedback path. Okay, so in reflex klystron oscillator, which has only one cavity, it has single cavity, the above problems are removed in this reflex klystron. Okay, so however it gives low power, that is less than 2 watts, only in the range of 1 to 25 gigahertz only. The most useful characteristic is its tunability over a wide frequency range, and therefore it is used in radar receivers, local oscillator, microwave receivers and variable frequency signal generators, portable microwave links and pump oscillators in parametric amplifiers. Okay, now so it is another tube based on velocity modulation, like that, because earlier also the two cavity klystron amplifier also based on that velocity modulation. Here also another tube which is based on the velocity modulation and is used to generate microwave energy. It is called reflex klystron. Okay, so why it is called reflex klystron I will tell you later, right? Next, so the reflex klystron contains a reflector plate. It contains the reflector plate referred to as a repeller. It will play a main important role in this one. Okay, so here it is consist of the repeller instead of the output cavity used in other type of klystron, that is multi-cavity klystrons. Okay, next, the electron beam is modulated as it was in the other types of klystrons by passing it through an oscillating resonant cavities. Okay, so but here the similarity will ends. Okay, up to this the operation is same, similar to that two cavity klystron as well as this reflex klystron. Now the feedback required to maintain the oscillations within the cavity is obtained by reversing the beam and sending it back through the cavity. Okay, so here the beam will be reversed. So electron beam will be reversed back, so and sending it back through the cavity. So because of that repeller only, so we will see that in the operation. Next, the electrons in the beam are velocity modulated before the beam passes through the cavity the second time, and it will be given the energy required to maintain the oscillations. The energy required to maintain the oscillations. Okay, so the electron beam is tuned around by a negatively charged electrode, that is repeller, negatively charged electrode that repels the beam. Okay, so because of that repeller, so here the electron beam will be reflected. So this negative element is the repeller mentioned earlier, that is. Okay, so this type of klystron oscillator is called as reflex klystron because of the reflex action, of the electron beam. So this reflection of that electron beam will be takes place because of that repeller. Okay, so that the name called as reflex klystron. So here it is the functional diagram of the reflex klystron oscillator. So it consists of mainly the electron gun and anode cavities. We are calling single cavity, it is having single cavity, that is called anode cavity, and it is also a resonator cavity also, and repeller electrode. Okay, here the space between these two, that cavity, anode cavity and the repeller electrode is called as repeller space. The space between these two will be called as repeller space, like drift space in the two cavity klystron, and the output coupling. Okay, and the output coupling. So here we are having only one cavity, so that because without applying any input here, you will get the output, RF output, so that it is called oscillator, right? So here the accelerating DC voltage, here it is the accelerating DC voltage, VA or VDC also, sometimes it is called as VDC, it is called as accelerating DC voltage. Its range is between 250 to 1000 volts, that is ranging between 250 to 1000 volts. So the accelerating DC voltage of the anode and the cavity, here it is, and the repeller voltage. See, the repeller is kept at highly negative potential. Please remember, because of this one only the operation will be there. So entire operation will be based on this repeller. Okay, here the repeller is highly negative potential. The repeller is negative voltage, DC voltage, which is ranging from 100 to 1000 volts. Okay. Now we will see the construction of this reflex klystron oscillator. So mainly it consists of an electron gun. Okay. So a filament surrounded by the cathode. So a filament surrounded by this cathode. Okay. And a focusing electrode at the cathode potential. And a focusing electrode at the cathode potential. Here it is. Right. So the electron beam is accelerated towards the anode cavity here. So electron beam will start here. So it is accelerated towards the anode cavity, this one, towards this anode cavity. The electron beam is accelerated towards the anode cavity, right? So here there are two grids. So remember, these are two grids. So up to this one, the electrons are moving with the velocity of v0. Please remember. After that, we know that is v1, like, right? Next, after passing the gap, that is this gap, after passing that electron beam, after passing this gap in the cavity, electrons travel towards the repeller electrode, which is at highly negative potential, that which is VR. Okay. So after this gap, the electrons travel towards the repeller electrode, that is at highly negative potential VR. Okay. And these electrons, whatever the electrons traveling towards the repeller electrode, these electrons, remember, these electrons will never reach the repeller because of negative field. These electrons will not reach the repeller because of the negative field and are returned back towards the gap. See, these are returned back towards the gap again. Okay. After reaching the gap, these are traveling towards the repeller electrode. So these will not reach the repeller electrode because this is negative. Okay. So this is negative. Here also the charge of electron is also negative. So we know that all the electrons are maintaining the social distance. Because of that only, always electrons are negatively charged. Okay, always the electrons are negative. Remember, right? See next one. So under the suitable conditions, so the electrons give more energy gap. Then they took from the gap on their forward journey. Okay, and oscillations are sustained. Okay, oscillations are sustained. Now the operation will be explained with the help of applicate diagram. So here it is the applicate diagram of reflex Klystron oscillator. So this is the applicate diagram of reflex Klystron oscillator. So once you look at this one, here this is the voltage across that gap. So at that gap, so actually the resonant cavity is there, that is anode cavities. Internally the oscillations will be generated, that means RF signal will be generated internally, the internal of that resonant cavities. So the RF voltage, that will be voltage across the gap, this is the voltage across the gap, right. So here the electrons at the gap, this is the electrons at the gap. So here I am assuming 3 electrons, reference electron, early electron, before first it will cross the gap, early electron, after that reference electron, then late electron, right. So 3 electrons I am assuming. Okay, next reference electron with respect to the voltage 0, right. So here these electrons are, already I mentioned that electrons are traveling after the gap, electrons are after this gap, the electrons are traveling towards the repeller electrode, right. So this is the repeller space, this is the repeller space. So these are traveling towards the repeller and return back, okay, because of the negative force. So here it is negative, electrons are always negative. So because of that the electrons are returned back to the gap position, gap at the second time, right. Here see, now the RF voltage that is produced across the gap by cavity resonator acts on the electron beam, acts on the electron beam to cause the velocity modulation, right. Okay, here I have considered the first ER. What is ER? Reference electron, that is reference electron ER. The reference electron ER is the that passes through the gap when the gap voltage is 0. ER is passes through the gap, that is passes through this gap when the gap voltage is 0 and going negative, okay, and going negative. So this electron, that is reference electron, is unaffected by the gap voltage. So because no positive and no negative voltage, so that is 0, so that no force will be act on that reference electron. So this moves towards the repeller and gets reflected by the negative voltage, and gets reflected by the negative voltage on the repeller. So it returns and pass through the gap for the second time. It returns and pass through the gap for the second time. This is right. Next, early electron. So the early electron is this one, EE. The early electron that passes through the gap, before the reference electron, that experiences a maximum positive voltage. Here that experiences a maximum positive voltage, okay. So which experiences the maximum positive voltage across the gap, okay, across the gap, and this electron is accelerated. This early electron is accelerated, right. So it moves. So if the electron is accelerated, that is up to the gap, these electrons, all the electrons are moving with the velocity of V0. So with the effect of gap voltage on these electrons, with respect to the voltage of that voltage for this gap voltages on these electrons, so maybe electrons are decelerated and accelerated. So with this one, the early electron is accelerated, that means the velocity of that earlier velocity will be increased. The early electron velocity will be increased. So it moves with greater velocity and penetrates more penetrates deeper into the repeller space, okay. So the return time for this electron, that is the return time for early electron, is greater as the depth of the penetration, because as the depth of penetration is more, because it is going deeper into the repeller space. Hence this early electron and reference electron ER, that is ER, this early electron and reference electron appear at the gap for the second time at the same instant, because it is early electron So it is traveling more and the reference electron traveling some distance, but it is penetrated deeper into the repeller space. It is not that much. So these traveling time distances are different, but at this point these will reach at the same time. Now coming to the late electron, EL. Coming to the late electron that passes the gap later the reference electron, okay, later the reference electron experiences a maximum negative voltage. It experiences a maximum negative voltage, okay, and moves with a retarding velocity. Retarding velocity, that is the velocity of that electron will be reduced after the gap, after this gap, okay. The return time is shorter as the penetration into the repeller space is less. So the return time is very less because it is not penetrated that much as the reference electron as well as the early electron. So and it catches up the reference electron as well as early electron at the same time, okay. So these will form the electron bunch. See, electron these will form the electron bunch. That bunch occur once per cycle centered around the reference electron ER, and these bunches transfer the maximum energy. These electron bunch transfer the maximum energy to the gap because already this bunch is at the gap, okay. So bunch is at the anode cavity gap, so it transfer the maximum energy to the gap to get sustained oscillations, okay. So for oscillations to be sustained, the time taken by the electrons to travel into the repeller space and back to the gap must have an optimum value. This time it is called as transit time, okay. This time is called as transit time, right. This factor is not important in the Klystron amplifier, that is earlier one, two cavity Klystron amplifier, but it is to be assumed as great importance, here in the reflex Klystron, okay. The best time for electrons to return the gap is at the 90 degrees position of, that is 90 degrees point of the sine wave gap voltage, okay, that is, okay. So returning of that electrons after every 1 3/4 or 2 3/4 or 3 3/4 time, that is the cycles, etc. So 1 3/4 or 2 3/4 or 3 3/4 cycles, etc. Right. So here it is the bunching time. This is the bunching time for this. So electron bunch will be formed here, right. So here it is time. Now coming to the performance characteristics. The performance characteristics of this reflex Klystron oscillator are: frequency is from 4 to 200 GHz only, maximum up to 25 only it can be preferable, and output power is, it is less power, that is 1 milliwatt to 2.5 watts, that already I mentioned, less than 2 watts only it can be preferable. And the theoretical efficiency that we will calculate in the derivation. So the theoretical efficiency is 22.78, but the practical efficiency is about from 10 to 20% only, okay, right. We will derive this one, efficiency of this reflex Klystron oscillator, right. The tuning range, so we will come to know later, that the tuning range it is from, so 5 GHz at 2 watts to 30 GHz at 10 milliwatts, right. So coming to the applications, so the applications of this reflex Klystron are, so as already I mentioned that these are useful at radar receivers, and local oscillator in microwave receivers, So signal source in microwave generator of variable frequency, Next, portable microwave links, and it can be used as pump oscillator in parametric amplifiers. Pump oscillator in parametric amplifiers. So these are the references followed for this lecture. So these are the assignment questions. These are the assignment questions. So this is the essay question. Okay. So what is the first one? Explain the construction and working of reflex klystron with proper diagram. So in proper diagram in the sense, so we have to draw the functional diagram of reflex klystron oscillator as well as the Applegate diagram. The Applegate diagram of reflex klystron oscillator we have to draw, and we have to explain the construction as well as the operation of reflex klystron. So these are the short answer questions. So if you go through these questions, so you will have the clarity on this concept as well as you will get the differences between what is the two cavity klystron as well as reflex klystron. So here the main difference between these two cavities and reflex klystron is two cavity klystron is acts as an amplifier. There through one cavity we are applying the input, RF input, another cavity that is catcher cavity, we are extracting the amplified version of that input signal RF. Okay. Next, here it is in reflex klystron, here it will act as oscillator. Okay. See, so state the applications of the reflex klystron already we have seen. So compare two cavity klystron and reflex klystron as just now I told you now. So that comparison we have to write. What is the voltage polarity of repeller electrode? What is the voltage polarity of repeller electrode? That is already I mentioned that repeller electrode is at highly negative potential. Okay, and draw the Applegate diagram for reflex klystron. So you can draw the Applegate diagram of reflex klystron. And what is the difference between drift space and repeller space? See, this is very important while comparing the two cavity and as well as single cavity, that is reflex klystron. So drift space is present in two cavity klystron amplifier, that is the space between the first cavity, that is buncher cavity, and the catcher cavity is nothing but the drift space. Here it is the repeller space. The space between the anode cavity to the repeller electrode is nothing but the repeller space. Okay, but in the drift space no field will be present, whereas in the repeller space that is negative field will be present because of that repeller electrode, because that is at highly negative potential. So in reflex klystron where the velocity modulation occurs, that is after the anode cavity. After the anode cavity, that is only one cavity is there. After that anode cavity, the velocity modulation of that electrons will be takes place. So an ideal local oscillator for microwave frequency measurements, then the most suitable microwave source is, we know, that is reflex klystron, right? Thank you.